So, you're putting on Wizard of Oz, the musical by School Musicals Company. Well, let us be glad, let us be grateful that I'm here defying gravity to break it down for you. Oh, that's a whole different musical. But one of the songs is literally called Wicked. Dorothy lives in the midst of the great Kansas prairies in the United States of America with her Uncle Henry and her Aunt Em. Beneath the house is a small hole called the cyclone cellar, where they go if one of the many violent cyclones comes tearing through the plains. This particular day, when the grass begins to sway, Dorothy is ordered into the cyclone cellar, but Toto is frightened and hides under the bed. Dorothy goes to retrieve him and is rushing back to the hole when the house is suddenly lifted from the ground by the mighty cyclone, carrying Dorothy and Toto high into the sky and off into the distance. Cue the song One Day in Kansas.
One day in Kansas, where the prairies meet the sky.
Dorothy is woken by the jolt of the house landing on the ground. Cautiously, she steps out of the house and looks around her. She's in the midst of a beautiful country, surrounded by lush green grass, banks of gorgeous flowers, fruit-bearing trees, and even a little brook. Dorothy notices a group of people coming towards her, older than her, but no bigger. They introduce themselves as Munchkins and welcome her to the land of Oz. They thank her for killing the Wicked Witch of the East and point to where Dorothy's house had landed on her. Dorothy is shocked at what had happened, but the Munchkins are delighted. Cue Dorothy dear.
Dorothy dear, you mustn't worry. Dorothy dear, you really needn't cry.
Dorothy tells the Munchkins that she's anxious to get home. So, they tell her she needs to go off to the City of Emeralds in the centre of the country, which is literally ages away. But if she sticks to the road of yellow brick, she'll find Oz, the great wizard, and he'll help her get home. The Munchkins tell Dorothy that she should take the Wicked Witch's special silver shoes. She's certainly not using those anymore. Dorothy chucks her old shoes and sets off down the road of yellow brick. Oh, did we tell you about the other witch yet? Well, high up in a castle in the west of the country lives, you'll never guess, the Wicked Witch of the West. She's watching Dorothy through a crystal ball. That leads us perfectly onto a song called Wicked.
They say I'm wicked, that I've been wicked since the day that I was born.
Through her crystal ball, the Wicked Witch of the West vows to her minions, who are actually just winged monkeys, that she will take revenge on Dorothy. Back on the road of yellow brick. Okay, but seriously, are we not allowed to call it the Yellow Brick Road? Dorothy meets the Scarecrow, the Tin Woodman, and then the Lion. And like most of us, each of them are missing something. A brain, a heart, and courage. They each ask if they can go with Dorothy to meet the wizard, hoping that he will be able to give them what they are missing and make them as whole as they think Dorothy is. Just in time for another song, Perfect Like You.
When something's missing and you know that you are not complete.
The Wicked Witch is still watching Dorothy as she meets her new friends. Bit creepy, but she's buzzing because they're almost at a pretty dangerous poppy field. Dorothy, Toto, and their 3 travelling companions unknowingly enter the deadly poppy field and begin to feel drowsy. One by one, with the exception of the Scarecrow, they fall asleep. Without his new friends, and more importantly, a brain, the Scarecrow is at loss for what to do. Some field mice scurry through the field, accompanied by their queen, who says they'll help him out. The Scarecrow tells them that they're far too small to be any help whatsoever. Cue small.
When you're small, you're cute and younger than you look to be so sweet, so wee.
Such a bop. The Scarecrow says sorry and accepts the help from the mice. He has an idea and he tells the mice, and they all rush off. Each one comes back carrying a long piece of string from a plant nearby, and the mice work together to pull them out of the poppy field. The next day, Dorothy and her friends reach the Emerald City. When they go inside, they see a big parade. They're throwing a big party celebrating the Great Oz.
Clang and cymbal for the wizard
making their way through the city, they meet the Grand Oz. They don't actually see him face to face, but I'm sure there's nothing to worry about. He says he won't grant their wishes until they defeat the Wicked Witch of the West. The Wicked Witch sees them coming. She calls on her winged monkeys and orders them to stop the travellers. Before they go, the monkey captain asks why the witch never joins them. She replies with a strange smile, because it might rain. And then what would happen? Whatever that means. As they travel, Dorothy grows more and more tired. Things get worse. When Toto goes missing, she fears he's gone forever. But not long after, he comes running back. She grabs him in relief, holding him tight. Don't go away. Anyway, moving on, the winged monkeys swoop down from the sky and capture Dorothy and her companions. Though not before the Tin Woodman and the Lion show plenty of heart and courage in trying to defend Dorothy from the attack. They are carried to the witch's castle and flung into a cell. Dorothy worries she'll never get back to Oz, let alone back to Kansas. She and her companions become increasingly upset at their treatment by the Wicked Witch. Plot twist! The winged monkeys are also tired of the witch and tell Dorothy about how they became the witch's servants. How she gave them wings so they could fly. But in return, they must do her evil bidding. After all, it's just another day.
What are we when we're not free? It's just another day. When you lose your liberty, it's just another day.
The next day, Dorothy is made to scrub the floors of the witch's castle. To stop herself slipping, she takes off her shoes. The Wicked Witch spots them and quickly snatches them up. She knows those shoes are powerful, though Dorothy doesn't. Dorothy is furious. Without thinking, she grabs a bucket of dirty water and throws it all over the witch. The witch screams in fear. Dorothy watches in shock as the witch starts to melt away right there in front of her. It turns out, for all her power, the Wicked Witch couldn't handle a bit of housework. And now we're entering our reprise era. Cue the wicked reprise! Basically, the witch is dead and she sets all the monkeys free, as she should. They carry her back to Emerald City, where the Munchkins are having a party of their own. Now we're reprising Dorothy Dear as she steps into the Great Chamber to face the Wizard of Oz and get their wishes granted. They tell the Great Oz that the Wicked Witch is dead and asks him to keep his promises. But he says he needs more time. The group is furious. The lion lets out a roar louder than he's ever done before. It echoes through the chamber. Toto gets scared and runs off. Dorothy chases after him with the others close behind. That's when they find a man behind a curtain speaking into a strange machine. He isn't a powerful wizard at all, just a normal man with a microphone. He looks at them nervously and asks for their forgiveness. He also begs them not to tell the people of Oz the truth. Feeling let down, Dorothy and her friends leave the Great Chamber. They soon hear that Aria Glinda is visiting the city. They rush to find her and ask for help. Glinda already knows what they've done. She tells the Scarecrow that he's always had a brain. He's been clever and thoughtful all along. She tells the Tin Woodman he's shown kindness and feeling, which means he has a heart. And she tells the lion he's proved his courage, even when he was scared. Then she turns to Dorothy. Glinda tells her that she had the power to go home all along. All she needed to do is clap the heels of her silver shoes together and make a wish. Dorothy looks at her friends. She's going to miss them. Some ask her to stay, but others know it's time for her to go. And frankly, after all that walking, a sit down and a sandwich back in Kansas sounds rather nice. As the saying goes, there's no place like home.
There's no place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
Dorothy closes her eyes, claps her heels together, and the world of Oz gradually morphs into her home in Kansas as Aunt Em and Uncle Henry rush to her and Toto with open arms. And that's the story of the Wizard of Oz. For more videos, sing-alongs, dance-alongs, and more, check out our channel here on YouTube. Bye! Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.